Oh boy, do I have some tea for you this week. We have got some tea. Why
Hey,
why are we in a janky background?
why?
Why are we in a fitness center?
Why not?
Exactly, why not? We'll tell you in just a second, but it wouldn't be Maxie's pad if we didn't give you the official opening credits. Let's pull up the music.
I'm huge.
Yeah. All right, friends, here we go live from the fitness center at the Biddle Hotel in beautiful Bloomington, Indiana. It's the Beetlejuice Backstage Talk Show, Maxie's Pad, starring your touring Maxie Dean, Dan Mason. Coming up this week on the pad, we'll give you the latest news from the netherworld. Plus, we're having a very fascinating sit down with ensemble member and Barbara cover Jillian Worthing. Ah! And a special performance from three-time Tony winner Patty LaPone. But now, give it up for your host. It's Dan Mason. Hi, everybody. Hi. Um, we are indeed in the fitness center of our hotel. Why are we not backstage? Because it was only a one-show Sunday here in
Yeah.
Bloomington, Indiana. So they're doing a loadout. We had to get out of the dressing rooms and we were looking for a place. Our hotel here is attached to the student union at Indiana University. And I was like, clearly there's going to be like some little lecture halls up there that are empty. And it turns out, no, nothing is empty because tonight just above us is a very special performance from what I think is an a cappella group.
Oh,
Um,
I didn't know that.
yes, if when this is over, if you want to go with me, we can go see a performance from Resting Pitch Face.
Oh, maybe
Yeah,
actually.
yeah,
Yeah, that sounds incredible.
they're performing at 6 o'clock. So apparently, Beetlejuice is not the biggest thing happening at Indiana University today.
Nice sound.
Welcome, friends. Let's give you some news from the netherworld. This is our first split week as a tour. What does that mean? Well, it means we're not doing week-long sit-downs in one place. We left California Monday morning. We made the trek to West Lafayette, Indiana, home of Purdue University, where we had 2 off days. We were waiting for the set to come out and meet us. We performed at the beautiful Elliott Hall of Music, whose claim to fame is that they actually have a bigger seating capacity than Radio City Music Hall
Oh,
by like
oh,
4 or 5 seats.
oh.
And we kind of filled that bitch. I'm not going to lie. They didn't sell the balcony, but I think we had like 3,500, 4,000 there.
It's a good audience. Audience.
So that was our biggest audience to date. And then we've been here in Bloomington, Indiana, performing for our Hoosier friends at Indiana U. Also, a gorgeous venue here, just a gorgeous campus. So that's been a joy.
Mhm.
And we're off to Columbia, South Carolina tomorrow. But that's not why you're here. You're here to see this smiling face. Let me adjust the camera. Our special guest, you can see her as one of our fabulous ensemble members in Beetlejuice the Musical. We got 11 people in here already.
Wow.
Go to the chat.
Well,
Let us know who you are, where you're watching from.
so fun.
Yeah. Oh, Friday Their Lives is here. Super
Hey,
fan.
let's go.
Come on, UK. Um, but what was I going to say? Oh, yes, our guest, one of our fabulous ensemble members. And if you came to the Fantasias in Los Angeles, you might have seen her make her Barbara Maitland debut. 'Cause she is Barbara 2.0. Jillian Worthing, everybody.
Hey.
All right. So, Jill,
Hmm.
talk to me. One of the things we haven't really talked about on Maxie's Pad
Okay.
is the understudy journey.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
this is a road you've gone before. You worked on Norwegian Cruise Lines.
Yes.
You were a swing for
Mhm.
six,
Yeah.
a show that I know nothing about.
It's it's a lot. It's really fun. It's a really fun show.
Which
Um,
queens did you play? Did you cover Queen Latifah,
yes, Queen Latifah,
Dairy Queen,
Dairy Queen,
Freddie
and
Mercury from Queen?
yeah. I didn't cover that one.
Oh,
No, I was second
oh,
for
okay.
that. Yeah. No. So in six, I covered Aragon, Boleyn, and Howard. So if you don't know the names, it's
Everybody knows six but me.
that's gonna be the yellow one, the green one, and the pink one.
It's like the Power Rangers.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
Honestly, that's what I used to call our costumes a lot because I'd be like, okay, it's time to put on the Power Ranger suits because it's all just plastic and like rubber. It's crazy. But yeah.
So
What?
that's probably 3 different harmonies and vocal lines,
Yeah, it
3
is.
different tracks.
Mm-hmm. It was a little for that one. It was. I mean, swinging is hard. It's so hard. It's probably the hardest job in theater, musical theater. But for that in particular, it's just you don't have to worry about set pieces. You don't have to worry about like costume changes. So it was. I will say, like as far as like it goes, it could have been worse.
Sure.
Um, but you do have to spend a lot of time like drilling it. And for me, I'm a very muscle memory person, so I have to like drill like over and over and over again to make it make sense in my brain, or else like it won't happen. So thankfully I did that, and every time I went on, it was so much fun. And like, I mean, the first time was terrifying, but it was a blast.
So
But
did that experience, I mean, probably compared to that,
hmm
covering for Barbara, is it easier in a way? I mean, Barbara's got some hard songs, and it's a huge part.
it's different because six there's some scenes, but it's a lot less scene work.
Mhm.
Barbara has a lot of scene work. Barbara does a lot of like bitty things, like with the fire. If you've seen the show, she has like her hand on fire. There's like the fire moment when then the smoker. There's like little things that you wouldn't think about. Um, Rather than like with six, it's like a big chunk of stuff rather than itty bitty detailed in and outs and like, you know what I mean? Like with the scenes.
So
Yeah.
let's talk about the journey then, because
Okay.
as a swing in 6, you're at the swing table, you're taking notes, you're observing. Beetlejuice has got this girl working her tail off as part of the dance ensemble, which, I mean, beautiful sound, ridiculous. The cheerleader number,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
insane. Creepy old guy with the skeleton
Mm.
stuff. That is a whole load of things.
Yeah.
That is a lot to learn
Yes.
while all this principal work is happening in a different studio. So, what is your process then when you're learning Barbara or you're just trying to be ready to be called into action for the role?
Yeah. So I think for me in rehearsals, what I would do is thankfully they filmed a lot of it for us to watch at night. So I would do a lot of that. I would kind of like leave my ensemble stuff. For the most part, I'd review a little bit at home, but we were just so in ensemble land, like dancing, like all day, every day, that I was like, I think I can leave this kind of there for a few moments and focus on like some of the scene work or lines, or and I mentioned muscle memory before. Same with like scenes and blocking. It's hard for me to learn lines if I don't know where I'm going, or what I'm doing. It it just doesn't click. But I would do a lot of like at home work, which is kind of hard. And then if we had some extra time, I'd sneak in to try to get some time to watch, to see kind of where things are, you know or just like how things are evolving, like character notes, X, Y, and Z. So I got to sit in like a couple of times for like big moments, like what did I sit in for? I can't remember.
But all
But
the
yeah.
sitting in and
Mhm,
watching in the world is different than doing it.
mhm,
And as somebody else who's understudying, they
mhm,
do give us like one of the things our team and our producers do is give us a generous amount of understudy rehearsal in a
mhm.
studio. But you're with the other understudies. You're not with the person you're going to be doing the scene with
Yeah.
if you're called into action. So you can watch all the videos in the world, but at some point the call is going to come in with probably 3 hours notice
Yeah. Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
you're on. You got that call in Hollywood at the legendary Pantages Theater to make your Barbara debut.
Mhm.
How much was that excitement and how much was that absolutely crap your pants?
I kind of I kind of knew because somebody, I forget, stage management kind of told me the night before that it was probably going to happen. So just kind of they're like, radar's up, just like be prepared. And I was like, okay. And then later, that the next morning I got the official like call. um yes, 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 yes. And then it was I was excited, but I was also terrified because, like you said, you're not doing it with the people that you do the put-ins with. So it's a different energy completely.
Different timing.
Different timing, different energy, different like, you know, it's interesting when you're doing the put in because everyone is like, we're not really living in the lines yet. We're just saying them and getting them out just to like do the
Sure.
scenes. Whereas the principals have had the time to like really sit in everything, which has been which is so awesome to see. Um, but it's kind of like you're like, okay, are you done with your line? Are you done with your line? Okay, now my line. Like that's kind of how it felt a couple of times. But it went very well. And by like halfway through the show, my nerves had calmed down and I was sitting a little bit.
Our assistant director, Billy, who is now working as associate director for Titanic on
Mhm.
Broadway, which I think is opening tonight. Billy, if you see any of this,
Happy
kudos to
opening.
you. Broadway opening. Um, she had that piece of advice where she talked about being in a room, or maybe it was an actor, was like, who was going from understudy to going on, and he's like, I need 3 weeks, and then you'll see me in the role.
Mhm,
There's that process of just getting through it,
mhm.
knowing to hit your marks, knowing the lines, figuring out the timing. You've played Barbara 5 or 6 times now.
8 times.
Eight times.
Mhm.
Okay. Was there a moment where it clicked on stage where you're like, "Oh, wait, yeah, this feels like my version of Barbara," or
I want to say I do understand what that person said about like it's gonna take 3 weeks. I do feel I got just because we had the put-ins and the understudies and we have been so supported by our creatives in that way, or at least I felt very supported. I felt like by the second or third, I was kind of able to
okay,
to really sit in it and find things with David. That's our own thing, or and like with Leona and different people, it was.
okay,
I felt like I was sitting a little bit more at that point. I was having a really good time. Yeah.
okay. Enough about all this Barbara stuff. Let's talk about the unsung hero of
Yeah.
Beetlejuice,
Oh no.
the Netherworld.
Yeah.
We all have these weird little one-scene characters that we do for the scene in Netherworld and in What
Hmm.
I Know Now.
Yeah.
You are playing the toaster lady, which in the script is known as Wet Lorraine.
Is it in the script?
No, it literally says
Is it?
Wet Lorraine.
Does it say
And yeah,
Wow, I didn't know they changed it in the script.
I thought, did it say something else before?
No, it might say Toaster Lady in the script, but everyone calls her Wet Lorraine.
Yes.
That's her nickname.
Not, and we've often talked about what was the workshop on that. Was it Moist Mary was the first
So
version? Damp Dana? Like, what
well,
was the process of that?
Jeff, who plays Charles, calls me Damp Gladys, but I
Mhm.
think that's just for him. But how it came to be was the chore, or at least what I was told. The choreographer,
Connor.
Connor, yes,
Yes.
thank you. I was like, I'm finding it. He really liked this TikToker named Wet Lorraine, and she'd kind of just be like soaking wet all the time and like doing weird things. And so, at the time of rehearsals, and he was just like, "You're Wet Lorraine," and so there she was.
She was born.
And she was born, and on all of my like makeup boxes and like clothes hangers, all that kind of stuff, it's all Wet Lorraine. It's all Wet Lorraine. So
Have you taken the time to figure out the backstory for Wet Lorraine as part of your character research?
I
What was going on with the toaster in the bathtub? Do you think it was a purposeful unaliving? Was it an accident? Did she just need a bagel while taking a hot bath? In your mind, give us the backstory
uh,
on Wet Lorraine, who says toasters should be used for bread.
so I've thought about this a lot.
Mm,
This is a big one. I thought maybe at first like she just wanted a bagel in the toast, or a bagel in the bath.
as one
And
does.
I was thinking about that and I was like, no, that's just not her. That's just not her. Because why? Like, I know her mascara was running, but why would she be crying? You know. So Wet Lorraine before.
Yeah,
She did work in HR at a whatever office. It didn't really matter. She was in HR. She she fell in love with one of her coworkers, and he was married and she knew it was wrong. She knew it was wrong, but she tried anyway and he rejected her, rightfully so. And
rightfully so.
rightfully so.
Oh, wow.
Well, I mean, he was married.
Oh, okay, he was married. That makes sense.
Married.
Okay.
Being like, I can't, but like I'm flattered, blah blah. And she took it really to heart. So that's why.
Little
That,
toaster in the bathtub.
but if you don't know this about the netherworld, at least in the movie, if you ended your own life, you have to work in the netherworld. Like you
Oh,
are a part of the office in the
you
netherworld.
are,
That's
yeah.
like the whole thing why Miss Argentina is like works for the netherworld.
Oh, okay.
Um, so so
So
I
do you
think
think maybe she's also working in HR for Juno?
she's about to be doomed to HR for
Do you
eternity.
think she does the corporate trainings on harassment or like,
Yes,
yeah.
probably. She probably hears like the day to day struggle. Like I'm having issues with this coworker. I'm having issues with them. Wow, wow. But
I think this is so
yeah,
important what you're sharing with us today because, like, it's all there in the subtext of
it's all there.
toasters should be used for bread. It's there, like
It's
the
there.
undertones
Toaster
are
should
there.
use for bread, and she regrets it. But it is what it is.
I feel the same way about the cigar mobster
Oh yeah, I
that
was
I
saying
play.
us.
Oh, because he's saying the implication, what the story wants you to believe is that he died in a cigar accident in bed, that the bed was set on fire. However, the cigar mobster is also wearing a heavy suit that is like wearing a sofa from 1981 on stage. It is a thick material. Nobody actually wears that to bed, which makes me think mob hit
Mom hit it.
for Tony the cigar
Yeah.
mobster.
Well, you could have just been sitting and that cigar lit up.
Yeah,
Like more like what you were saying, like it had explosives in it.
it's yeah, oh, like a car bomb, but
Yeah,
they gave him an
exactly.
explosive cigar.
Yeah,
That is straight out like, I hope Scorsese is watching and that
he
he
should
puts that
be.
in his next mobster film. I think we've learned a lot about
Yeah,
we've gone deep into
yeah,
what I know now today in a way that even if Ale were here as Miss Argentina, I think we've gone so much deeper into the netherworld.
no, absolutely, and I can't wait to hear more from her. Yes.
She'll have many opinions.
She's also my like quick change table mate, and so we talk about this a lot.
What a question for well, let's get into some listener questions for
Mhm.
correspondence.
Okay, amazing.
God, I forget to write down your guys' names when I say these, but you might
Okay.
hear your question here. Your favorite costume in the show? You've got so many changes.
Costumes. I we only went for like 5 minutes, but I love my mourner outfit.
Those
I
are
love my mourner outfit. Um,
well,
close second, lawyer. Love my lawyer.
more so than like the cheerleader, the alien
Oh,
cheerleader.
I always forget because that also happens for 30 seconds.
Because all of you look like $1 million on stage in your alien cheerleader
Well,
outfit.
we're goblin cheerleaders.
Goblin,
Get it right. I'm sorry.
they're gonna
we're
fire me.
we're goblin cheerleaders. I do love that goblin outfit. I I think now that you reminded me of it, I think it's gonna go goblin and then on the same level as mourner lawyer. And then it is nice putting on that wet Lorraine outfit, which is a towel and shorts.
Cool.
After beautiful sound, because I'm like, oh, like I get to breathe a little bit. So
A piece of tea that was relayed to me during or to all of us in the rehearsal process. I don't know what the costume budget was for Beetlejuice. I know like the whole investment on Broadway, I think was 25 million.
yeah.
But whatever the allotment was for costumes when William Ivy Long designed them, he used over half of the budget on the mourner outfits just for the whole Being Dead thing.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the money was spent on those mourner outfits because he really wanted to create this universe and set a tone and pay homage to Tim Burton and the
Yeah.
world there. And I don't even know if the audiences can tell, but there are some those are so
It's
intricate. There
so
is so
detailed,
much
so
detail in the
much
mourner
detail.
outfit.
If you are able to sit up close ever, please do because you can see like every bit and bob. It like mine alone, like it's pretty much like a simple dress and then like this little weird vest thing, but the vest has like a giant button on the back. It has little like doodads that hang off of it, and then my dress is just like it has like a silver black thing underneath and then it's all this lace and then we all have different hats. It's just fabulous. I really love those outfits.
Another viewer question
Okay.
asking if you could understudy any other role in the show, who would it be?
Ooh.
Regardless of gender or how appropriate you are, like what would you just love to take a stab at?
Oh, this is a good question. I think my brain went first to Otho.
Oh,
I think that would be really fun because I would do it like Teresa Caputo.
can you give us a little taste of
Oh,
your Teresa Caputo? Although, no, this is what Maxie's Pad is for.
wait, what are some ones? Um,
Part of their lives is very excited. This was
oh,
their question.
oh, cool, cool, cool. Oh my gosh.
And
Uh,
thank you, Nepser. Yeah, this is our sword jacket
that's
that we
good.
got. Oh, yeah, give us Teresa Caputo as Otho.
I do always say that. Like that would be it. And it's just me with the highest hair imaginable and the longest nails. It would be incredible.
I hope Katie and the rest of the team are watching, our
I hope.
director, because
Look, I'm just saying, if you want another option, I have one for you.
we can go 4 or 5
Look,
covers deep on
look,
these
you
things.
can. There is an inside joke that I am the seventh Beetlejuice cover. We do not have three, four, five, and six, but once we get there, I'm seventh. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that makes sense because I would be 8th, and I
Yeah.
think you are more deserving and would be better,
I,
quite frankly.
I I don't know about all that. It would be a choice in a moment.
Let's move on to our lightning round, and then
Okay.
we'll do our good night song.
Okay.
All
Amazing.
right, here's speed round. Your parents both worked in showbiz and were performers, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Or
I
well,
pictured that.
my dad was. My mom was like in the business side of it.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you're very familiar with the business of
Yes.
show. Beetlejuice is a show all about connecting with family and all that comes with that. Was there a piece of advice your parents gave you about show business that only makes sense now in hindsight?
Um, One that my dad gave me that I think is really important, is be nice to everyone. That includes crew and local crew and just everybody. Just be kind to everyone, because you never know who is gonna say what to who or regardless. And also just like be nice. Everyone's working so hard. So it's unless you're not doing your job. Just
Then
kidding.
then
But
you
be
punch
be
them in the
kind.
face,
Be kind.
and that's
Yeah.
fine. A friend of mine works in TV in LA, and I remember him saying once that whenever, like, a conversation happens where somebody's like, "Hey, have you worked with this person?"
Hmm.
They never ask, "Is this person good?" They ask, "How are they to work with?"
Yeah.
So, being easy to work with, being pleasant, and you're always I gotta say, you're very low drama in our
I
cast. Like,
try
you
to
are
be.
just you're always professional,
I try to be.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that about you.
You Dan?
Beetlejuice is a show about death.
Hmm.
What's the worst auditions that you've ever had that made you want to crawl in a coffin and go the way of Emily Deeds?
Yeah. So let me tell you what. The one that comes to mind is for Boop on Broadway.
Oh,
It
for the
was
Broadway version, not for the tour that's going
no,
out.
no, no.
Okay, tell me more.
It was bad. I was not feeling well. A, not feeling good. B, I can tap, but I'm not great. I'm not amazing. Um, if you give me some time, I can do it and really sell it. But this was not the time. So we did like it was just bad all the way around. There were three combos. There was like a hip hop combo, a jazz combo, and a tap combo. And for some reason, I was not happy. It was not my day. And then like I wasn't paying attention about like where like they do like practice rounds. Like you'll learn it and then you'll do practice rounds and then you'll really do it. And in the practice rounds for one or two of them, I missed my name being called. And so like I was just like sitting there like zoning off in space. And I was like, hey, what is going on? And it was just because I was ill and I should not have been there. And it was so bad.
Teaching the dance combo. It
Oh
wasn't
my gosh,
Sherry Mitchell, was it?
no, it was worse. It was Rochelle. And I was like, oh, this is horrible. Please don't remember me. Please
Uh,
don't remember me. So, if Rochelle, please don't remember me.
like one interaction with
It
Rochelle, she was
was
delightful. But
bad.
yeah,
But
but also
it
I
was just not my day. And I just was like, I went and sat on the bench outside afterwards and was just like, oh. And like, I think I learned that if an audition is ever going that poorly again, I think it's okay if you just leave
just
and just say, just tell your agents you felt sick and that you had to go. And that was it.
Yeah.
So I think if you just do that because it was bad.
Lesson learned.
Hmm.
What cast member would you most want to pair off with to survive the netherworld?
Hales. I think me and Hales make a
Hales is our no arms and
Hales is our
also fellow ensemble member.
film ensemble. Also covers Barbara
Yes.
and Maxie,
And,
Juno,
and
and
Miss
Tina.
Argentina.
They do a lot.
Yeah.
But they're very organized. They have a plan. Um, I feel like we bounce ideas off of each other pretty well. I feel
Okay.
like we could get through it and we could find the chalk to go home.
Okay.
Hmm.
Love that. If there was a handbook for the recently cast in a national tour, what's one rule about touring life that everyone should abide by?
Don't shit on the bus.
2 weeks in a row on Maxie's Pat. We've had some good shitting talk. That's great.
Don't do it. Don't
Yeah.
shit on the bus.
I thought that was only going to be if Caitlin Feely were back on with us, but here we are, friends. We'll give you all the pooping tea. Um, what do you want your tombstone to read?
Um, hot. Actually,
Uh,
this right here, I think would be perfect.
Hottie.
I want the
But you
homemade.
can't do it.
I want literally this on my tombstone, rhinestones, glitter included.
Okay.
I think that's
Fair.
it.
Should
Yeah.
we also like some people on their tombstones have a picture of them like built in on the tombstone? Is there maybe a picture of you as the goblin cheerleader that you would like up there?
Probably that
Or just a
would be
headshot?
there. Maybe a headshot. Maybe like a tasteful.
You want a carousel,
I want a
actually,
carousel.
on okay.
Yeah, we can like as people find photos, they can upload them. Like I think that could be really fun. Yeah,
Well, I'm gonna have you get your
okay.
iPad to pull up the
Right.
music because, ladies and gentlemen,
I'm a little nervous.
we brought Charlie Chase and the Maxie's Pat Orchestra with us. They're just off camera right now.
Yeah.
You can't see them. But yeah, we're gonna pull up the music.
Yeah. Well,
Um, Friends, all good things must come to an end, and it's time for us to say goodnight at Maxie's Pad. Thanks for being here. Let's say goodnight and do this the right way. Are we ready?
let's do it.
She's your Barbara 2.0 and carries toasters in the show. Jill Worthing shines so bright here in the pad.
Let's raise a toast to Ed Lorraine. Don't forget her. Say her name, or she'll haunt your dreams and your night will set back.
That's terrifying. Now we have to say goodnight. They're calling tender places. We hate to end the show, and we'll miss your gorgeous faces. Now, darling, don't be sad. We'll reunite another day. 'Cause Maxie's Pat is just the friends we made along the way. Beautiful! Thank you to Jillian Worthing for being on today. Love you.
Love you.
Thank you to Charlie Chase and the Maxie's Pad Orchestra. Thank you to Indiana University and the Biddle Hotel for letting us use their broken gym that nobody's in.
All out of order.
Friends, stay booked, stay blessed, stay fabulous, and we'll see you next week on Maxie's Pad. Bye, everyone. Good night.